I've actually used the Bose QuietComfort Ultra headphones for a little over a year now, including several long-haul flights and countless trips. I originally picked this up for around $430. Anyway, after all this time traveling and daily listening, I have plenty of thoughts on how these stack up in the long run. These are my thoughts, and so without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. Now let's talk about the case. Even after a year of using this device and stuffing it into backpacks, and sometimes without the case, stuffing this in my backpack, this carrying case has held up pretty well. The interior here is still in good shape and the zipper hasn't given up on me. Now, trying to position these headphones in this case took a day or two to get used to, but once you have that routine down, it's second nature. I still love how compact this is, which is perfect for tossing into your carry-on or clipping onto a backpack strap if you're rushing through an airport. Inside this case, you'll find the original USB Type-A to USB Type-C connector and this 3.5mm to 2.5mm connector, which is the audio cable in this case. Now, I wish we had a 3.5 to 3.5 connector, which is more commonly available. The headphones connect via Bluetooth 5.3 and maintain a reliable signal. Over the past year, I've tested them in all sorts of environments: this studio, busy airport, and even at home. The connection is stable enough that at home, I can walk upstairs away from my smartphone and it still holds strong. Dual device pairing has really been convenient with this device, and when I want to switch from, say, my iPad for movies to my smartphone for music, this comes in handy. The headphones actually announce which device they are connected to when you press this Bluetooth button, and the second press switches devices. Now, if you're like me and sometimes you need to juggle multiple gadgets, this feature quickly becomes indispensable. One downside I can't still shake off is the fact that these headphones need battery power for the wired connection. So if you forget to charge them, you can't just plug this in passively. You also can't use them wirelessly while charging them. After a year of use, that's still a slight annoyance, though not a deal breaker if you keep them charged regularly. Compared to the older Bose 700, the QuietComfort Ultras lean toward a more classic headphone design. The look is simple and timeless, which I've come to appreciate more over time. They fold up neatly, which is a feature the 700 model lacked, and that alone has saved me a ton of space while traveling. So after a year of regular use, the hinges and the headband still feel sturdy. Now, there is no official water or dust resistance rating, but I've taken these on quick runs to the gym, on sweaty treadmills and all, and they are still in great shape. Now, if you're seriously into fitness, you might want something with an IP rating, but for light, moderate exercise, which I've done with these, they can handle it as long as you're mindful of wiping them down. I've grown to love the mix of physical touch controls on this device. This touch-sensitive portion of the headphone can be used to adjust the volume, just like a slider on the right ear cup. Play, pause, pairing and switching of devices all happen on the main button, while this other button up top toggles between different listening modes or noise cancelling modes. If you hold down the volume strip, it can trigger a custom shortcut. Mine is set to check on the battery life, and you can customize that from the app. The power button on here is labeled as Bluetooth, which confused me initially, but now it's second nature. Comfort-wise, I've worn these on 7-hour flights, maybe not all through, without feeling that ear or head fatigue. The ear cups are plush and the clamping force is gentle yet secure. And also, if you wear glasses, these are still comfortable. Bose built its reputation on noise cancellation, and these headphones continue to impress me in that department. The droning engine noise on airplanes practically disappear. I think even better than the XM5s from Sony. The only time you can hear those is when you switch over to the Aware mode. The Aware mode is fantastic when you need to quickly tune into your surroundings. It's quite good for what it is, and it's not jarring in my opinion. One thing that hasn't changed is the lack of a passive listening mode. You're always either on ANC or transparency mode, so the battery is constantly working. It's something I've come to accept, but definitely worth noting if you prefer the off mode. Now, after a year of Zoom meetings, phone calls, and voice memos, I can say the QuietComfort Ultra is more than adequate for calls. The multi-mic setup does a solid job of isolating your voice, even in loud spaces. People on the other end typically hear me loud and clear, and I can hear them just fine as well. I'm not going to say this is studio quality, but it surpasses most other noise-cancelling headphones I've tested. So guys, this is what the Bose QuietComfort Ultra sounds like over the phone, what the other person would hear over the phone. Let me know what you think about the sound quality. Is it clear? Is it loud? I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Bose officially rates these headphones at 24 hours with noise cancellation on, but I've regularly hit about 25 hours with this. I know that would depend on my use case, the volume, and all that. If you turn on immersive audio, which is the headphones version of spatial audio, the battery life here theoretically drops to about 18 hours, but I've consistently squeezed out more because I switch between modes. Quick charging has also been a lifesaver for me, whenever I forgot to plug them in overnight. 15 minutes on the charger can get you a couple hours of playtime, about 2 hours. Now, there's no way to listen while charging using the USB-C cable, so plan accordingly if you're in the middle of a long session. The sound signature out of the box is a little bit bass heavy, which I've come to appreciate as I've used this for all kinds of content, from bass heavy music to dialogue driven podcasts. Now, the bass can definitely be adjusted through the EQ in the app, but one thing I like about this is that it never gets muddy. Vocals still come through with clarity and warmth, and the treble is good without being harsh. The immersive audio feature, which mimics a spatial audio-like effect, continues to be fun on this device, if not game-changing actually. It mimics playing the audio source in front of you when you move your head from side to side. You have two modes here, which are still, which fixes the sound in front of you, and motion, which tends to follow your head movements. Now, if you're like me, you might use it occasionally for movies, but it's not something I really rely on daily. Now, as far as pricing, these headphones were $430 when I got them, and they still remain at that same price in most places today. But if you scout around on the used market, you might find them cheaper. By the way, if you want to get this device, I'll have it linked in the description box below. So, 1 year later, are the Bose QC Ultra still worth it? I still think so, especially if superb noise cancellation, a comfortable fit, and a balanced yet versatile sound profile are your top priorities. I do wish they offered a true passive mode when the battery is dead, and also the ability to listen via USB-C, but those gaps haven't been big enough to overshadow the positives. If you want a battery that pushes past 30 hours or an IP rating for sweat and water resistance, you might want to look elsewhere. Despite those shortcomings, the overall package is compelling enough that I haven't felt tempted to sell them off. So what are your thoughts? Do you think they are worth the price? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and check out this video right here. YouTube thinks you love it. Catch you in that video. Quit that day.